A couple of months ago, we announced VZR as a company and our debut product, the VZR Model One, to the world. Right now, we're working very hard to prepare the VZR Model One for mass production, targeting a summer release here in a few months. We're very excited to get this in the hands of listeners. The Model One is packed with innovative features designed to enhance the experience for gamers, audio pros, and for music lovers. And today, I'm going to be speaking with Vic, who's going to be talking about some of the features in terms of fit and comfort of the VZR Model One. So Vic, let's go ahead and get started. Tell us a little bit about how important fit and comfort is when it comes to headphone listening.
We are manufacturing a over-the-ear, I would consider a full-size headset, and it covers, it's very comfortable to wear. And one of the reasons is that we spent some time on deciding how big the ear pad was going to be. And I've got a model here of the ear cup, and I've got a model of an ear, and you can see that this comfortably fits within the ear pad. So that's just a starter. And to add on that, we also use a very nice piece of memory foam. It's very common today to use memory foam. Well, it makes a difference because inside this pad, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got some perforations on the inside, and the foam that's inside that also forms a bit of the acoustic treatment. Basically, these are like small little rooms for your ear, and the sound reflects within, and these holes are perforated, or the ear pad is perforated, and the sound actually hits the foam. So it's part of the acoustic treatment of the room, if you will. Very soft. It's vented on the backside with some small vent holes here in the back. And then the secondary part of this thing is perhaps the most obvious, that there's got to be a way for this thing to clamp onto your head.
So Vic, tell us a little bit about the headband and how important a role that plays in terms of fit and comfort.
Okay, well, let's bring out our model here. Let's start off with just describing how this thing is made. It's a very rugged device. It's got stainless steel bands that forms the tension that clamps against your head. Cast aluminum components. This is a bearing surface. These obviously form a bearing surface here where they hinge. And they articulate very nicely on your head. As you can imagine, this goes in and out, and they gimbal on your head. Why this is important, I'll put this back on here. Why that's important is because your head is constantly moving, micro movements with the muscles in your head. You could try this. Just put your hand on the side of your head over your ear and start talking or moving, and you'll find out that your head is kind of moving back and forth with the muscular structure. So this has to be able to move quietly and against your head. In addition, we use a very compliant memory foam. I want to also show you on something else here. We have one of the most critical key components here is how we transfer the weight. This weighs about 400 grams, and we want to transfer the weight and distribute the weight across the top of your head so that the clamping force can be a bit reduced. Where some headphones really put on the clamping force and it becomes uncomfortable. If you're uncomfortable, you're not going to like the sound no matter what, because you're going to be constantly adjusting these or something else. With this, there's the weight transfers here, and one of the things here, it's perhaps a small or big thing depending on who you are. If there's any pressure in this area, even as soft as these are, it starts to annoy because it's a soft spot of your head. So by putting this notch in here, it helps reduce that, if not eliminate that part. As a matter of fact, one of the things that we want to do is you see that there's a knot on top of your ball caps, and so many gamers play with their hats on. So it tries to avoid that as well. So we've got this, we've considered all these details, and we hope that becomes a bit more comfortable for people to use.
That's great, Vic. And maybe talk a little bit about how the headband self-adjusts around your head. not just the ear cups, but also the band itself.
Sure. Let's go back to this again. This is suspended. There is a suspension system inside of here, so you can see that it doesn't move with your just holding it here. But when you put it on, it's going to stretch down, and what you don't want it to do is move much more than the adjustment. So it's self-adjusting. There's a little bit of friction on it. It goes and basically stays where you put it. And the clamping force is enough to make the ear pad seal, and we want this to have all the weight on it. We don't want the clamping force to be what's actually holding it to your head.
Right. One thing, too, is I personally, and I know a lot of other people, especially audiophiles, have noticed a lot of the bigger headphones are circumoral, as you said, over ear. And, it's sort of much more comfortable as opposed to other headphones that have on-ear ear pads, where the ear pads themselves are actually pushing against your actual ears and pushing into your head. I find those actually very uncomfortable. And maybe talk a little bit about those differences.
You can imagine that typically on the ear designs are much smaller ear pads, much smaller cups, and obviously more compact. And what it is that you got basically the ear pads just kind of sitting on top of your ear like this. And after a period of time, that wears on you. Many gamers, people, content creators, music lovers will listen for an hour, 2 hours. In the case of gamers, marathon runs of 6, 7, 8 hours or more is not uncommon. So we've received a lot of feedback from lots of users in our review and survey that give us very good high marks on fit and comfort. So quality of the sound is all dependent on the fit and comfort. And, 50% of the sound quality could be said to be from fit and comfort.
Thanks, Vic. There you have it, folks. Fit and comfort is, as Vic said, 50% of the sound. And what's so great about the VZR Model One is you get that fit and comfort, and you also get a very robust design, as you can see from the aluminum and stainless steel components that make up the headband hardware. So, folks, high quality audio is just one part of the equation. You also need to have fit and comfort in order to make the headset really, really usable and for people to actually enjoy over a period of time. And those are things that VZR Model One delivers in spades. Thanks again, Vic, for your time, and really appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike, for the interview.
Be sure to follow us on social media by going to vzraudio.com, where you can sign up to get the latest news and updates and get notified when the VZR Model One is available for pre-order, which is very soon. Thank you.